In motorcycling, displacement is usually the only metric that matters. Bigger equals better, but every few years Munich reminds us that restraint can be a form of engineering violence. This is the 2022 BMW G310R. It is the smallest roadster to ever leave the Bavarian stable. And yet, look at it, it refuses to shrink. Today, we aren't riding it. We are dissecting it frame by frame because the devil and the genius is in the detail. The design brief was cruel. Design a naked street fighter for a fraction of the budget, but do not dilute the DNA. The solution? Reverse airflow. Where Japanese singles hide their radiators, BMW flaunts the ductwork. Look at the tank. Those aggressive winglets aren't just for show on a 34 HP machine. They are visual anchors, lowering the center of gravity optically. Then there is the face. The asymmetric LED projector is pure theater. It mimics the look of the K1600 Grand Tourer, but shrunken. In a faceless world, this bike has scowled brows. This isn't a beginner bike. This is a miniature predator. Pop the hood and sophistication reveals itself. Most single-cylinder engines vibrate because the piston stops dead at top dead center. Not here. BMW flipped the cylinder head 180 degrees, tilting it backward. Why? Airflow dynamics. The airbox sits above the engine, not behind it. The intake tract is ruler straight. This is Formula One thinking applied to a commuter. And that gurney bubble on the engine case? That isn't a wart. It is a structural rib, precisely machined to cancel harmonic vibration at 6,000 RPM. They didn't hide the mechanics, they celebrated them. That silver cylinder block contrasting against the black magnesium cover? That is Bauhaus philosophy. Truth to materials. Motorcycles are welded, not born. Japanese bikes grind their welds smooth. Aesthetic shame. BMW, however, leaves the stack of dimes. Look at the trellis frame. Those gas metal arc welds are structural art. Each bead is a signature of the robot that laid it. Cast aluminum rear foot peg hangers. On a bike this price, you expect stamped steel. Instead, you get a 5-axis CNC finish. Run your finger along the swing arm. Wait, you can't. But the camera can. Notice the stepped machining on the axle adjusters. This isn't transportation, this is jewelry for the garage. Gold stanchions on a sub-$6,000 machine. Aggressive. The 40mm inverted fork isn't just stiff. The color grading is deliberate. Gold implies racing heritage. The telelever's distant cousin. And the exhaust? The catalytic converter is hidden in the belly, leaving the stainless steel silencer free to float in space, uncluttered. But sophistication is not perfection. Here is where the accounting department won. The brake calipers are by Brie, Brembo's Indian subsidiary. They work, but they lack the bite of the Italian stamp. And the rear turn signals? Rubber stalks. Flexible, yes. Cheap. Visually, yes. Compare the triple clamp to an R9T. The expensive sibling uses forged aluminum. Here we have cast and painted. The paint hides the porosity. The eye knows. The eye always knows. But BMW cleverly painted the triple clamp black to recede into the background, pushing your focus back to that stunning gold fork. That is sleight of hand. The 2022 BMW G310R is not the fastest bike. It is not the lightest. But in a world obsessed with horsepower numbers, it is a masterclass in hierarchical design. It spends its budget where your eyes land first. The headlight, the gold fork, the reverse cylinder. It whispers premium at a price point that screams entry level. And in doing so, it forces the industry to ask a dangerous question. If BMW can make a cheap bike look this expensive, why can't anyone else? It whispers premium at a price point that screams entry level. And in doing so, it forces the industry to ask a dangerous question. If BMW can make a cheap bike look this expensive, why can't anyone else?